hand the board over to you.
Meeting will come to order. We have a quorum. Alicia Hornberg is absent. No? Motion for her to be excused.
I'll make a motion to excuse Alicia Hornberg from the meeting.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Alicia is excused. Flag salute.
Recording in progress.
I
I
pledge
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Before we go to approval of the agenda, can we strike emergency and add discussion?
I'll make a motion to change number 16 on the agenda from emergency to discussion for council meeting for March 26th.
I second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed?
Aye.
Oh. Is that Alicia on Zoom? Oh, okay. All right.
Well, just announce it and make
Oh.
sure she's here now.
Okay, Alicia Hornberg is in the meeting now. So approval of the agenda.
I'll make a motion to approve the amended agenda.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Agenda passes. So department reports. Water sewer, Rodney, you're up.
Yeah, you're expensive.
What's happening? It's going on like some kind of alien probe on this.
Gotta make sure.
Is that like video?
And your face is going up your nostril.
Alright.
Can you use the microphone so the old people in the back can hear you?
Thank you.
People that
How
can't
do you-
hear like me.
This got crazy real quick. Hello? I can talk loud.
Okay.
Alright, so I guess the biggest update I got is we had to do on the 13th, we had to do a partial bypass. Is anybody familiar with what those are? So we get a lot of water, a lot of flow, a lot of rain. Plant can't keep up. We end up having to divert some to the creek. So this is my bypass report that I'm required to send to ecology. So has anybody got any quick questions on it before I kind of quickly run through it? Okay.
I guess I have one. Ron.
Yeah, hit me with it.
It's not a real big one. Did you get any feedback from Kelso and any feedback from?
Yeah,
Castle Rock?
Castle Rock called me and said they were having issues with one of their pump stations flooding too.
Okay.
So it was like a lot of people. I think when I got a hold of ecology, it was like a lot of people in the state in this area were having issues.
I had a question, but after you go over this, so.
Okay, so some of the mitigating things we did, we had to release about 331,000 gallons over an 11-hour period. So it's kind of an accumulative process. In anticipation of their screw press, which is one of the main mitigation things we're doing to try to eliminate this problem, it was pushed out a while. And as a result, we did a lot of wasting and it got into our digesters. We weren't able to really get rid of it. I mean, we could have hauled it off, but it would cost like 50, 60, maybe 90 grand.
Yeah.
We try to make this work so we don't have to do that, and 99% of the time it does. But when you're getting 1,200, we can process 1,050 a minute. If you're getting 1,250, 1,400 gallons a minute, it's just a matter of time before we run out of space. And it's just the hydraulic loading of the plant. So one of the things we did is on February 23rd, we did a clean in place, and that's where we clean our membranes. And this allows them to permeate the liquid quicker and a lot better. And we also have a product called Clariflock, which also assists when the sludge is thick to help it permeate through the membranes quicker. So we use both those strategies before this big rain event. But one of the things that happened is our pad K thickener went down the day after this event. And what that pad K thickener does is allow us to thicken sludge and move it and get the water out of it, creates more space, more room for wasting. And that process went down, and that just added to the whole, issue. Our mixed liquor got up to about 18,000 milligrams per liter, which is really thick. We shouldn't go above 15,000. That's where we were at, and it's like sucking a milkshake through a straw. It takes a lot of effort to do it, and you can't do it at a certain point, and that raises our pressure on our membranes, and then they shut the plant down. So that's kind of what we were struggling with during that time. So normally, let me see what else we got. Okay, I'll get to the supplemental in a second. So we tried a strategy and figured, okay, what we'll do is we'll divert half of our flow to the south side, and then we'll, add more to the treatment side, which will bring the mixed liquor down to about 50% of what it was. So instead of 18,000, it's 9,000. When we did that, we got permeation through our membranes better. But that was in the middle of the rain event. But had we known this process, which is now one of our processes, we'll do it ahead of time if we anticipate an event until we get the screw press in. And then so that works good. Let me see. We did all the required notifications to the different areas. And then the rest of this is just what the rain was and how it came in. So we haven't had to do a bypass since 2023 because we've pulled it off. We've been able to maintain it because our mixed liquor wasn't that high. It was where it should have been, but due to the construction, and we had to put it on hold for a couple months. In the pad K going down, it just allowed our mixed liquor to get away from us, and so therefore we were in this situation. If we'd have caught it, and been able to maneuver it ahead of time, we might have been able to ride it out, but maybe not, because of the amount of flow coming in. So Ecology wanted me to write a supplemental report. And I don't know if you guys got a copy of that.
Yeah.
I didn't have it on Friday to get it to you. So one of the things we're going to do to mitigate, because it's a violation to release to the creek, no matter what. Even if we had 3,000 gallons a minute coming in, and nobody in the whole, state released to the creek, it's still a violation. They don't like it. They like to mitigate it. So some of the mitigation things we could do is we could build another storage tank. Another basin to overflow into. But one of the things we are doing, and we're going to do as part of this, is we're required to submit an engineering report this November. So we're going to do a detailed evaluation of this bypass and other bypasses. We're going to look at our hydraulic loading conditions, which is just the amount of water coming into the plant. And we're going to do a summary of improved operational management strategy so we can try to eliminate this. One of the things we're doing is we're applying for our I&I grant this year. We applied last year, but they denied it. So they should have approved it, and we would have been working on the I&I, wouldn't have been an issue. And what the I&I is that we had 1.6 million gallons come in, 100,000 of that's the community. So 1.5 million is just straight stormwater. The I&I should correct that. So if we only had 800,000 coming in, we could have rode this out, wouldn't have been a problem. We'd have the capacity to do it. So that's one of the things we're going to look at. We aren't looking at it. We're required to do it. The problem is it's going to be a grant loan combination, and then we can do about that. That's, and it's probably going to be in the tune of around $2 million. So.
Can you explain the I&I?
Yeah, I just did. Yeah, it's the storm water that comes in through pipes. So
Inflow and...
yeah, infiltration and inflow. So if you got a cracked sewer line, water will get in, and that's pretty standard. Ground settles, pipes crack, especially where there's joints. It happens all the time. We did do partial I&I repair in 2017, I believe, and we knocked about 30% of it out. You're never going to stop it all. But you know, when they built this plant, rather than address the I&I then, they just built the plant to handle the I&I. Which I don't know. Personally, I don't think that's the right way to do it, but that's 15 years ago. So, let me see, where was I at here? So we're gonna do that. We're gonna continue to maintain our polymer on site and do our clean in places. We just did a clean in place today because we anticipate a rain tomorrow and we wanna be ahead of it. College is not gonna be real happy if we have to do it again. So we've taken our mitigating steps to eliminate that process. And just to put a little history to it, up until 2023, Winlock has a history of doing 1 to 2 bypasses a year, all the way up to 2023, solely because of this issue. So it's been an ongoing issue for Winlock, and like I said before, 2023 was the last one we did. So the strategy works. The reason we went for the screw press is it allows us to maintain space on that end of the process so we can waste more. By wasting more, our mixed liquor numbers go down, and then the membranes can permeate like they're supposed to. And we can process this stuff accordingly. So that's going to be the biggest, solution for us.
Is there any way to manually remove sludge?
Well, I don't really want to get in there and dig it out. But
That's what I was wondering.
Yeah.
if this-
No, Ecology's, one of their, and I was just joking with that. One of their solutions was, well, don't do a bypass, get trucks. Okay, let me think. That's about 600 trucks on site that we gotta pump 5,000 gallons at a time. Not feasible, not gonna work. Even if we do every mitigating thing we can, if we get 1,500 gallons a minute coming in, we can't keep up with it. The plant wasn't built to keep up with it. The ecology may come in and say, well, then you need to build another basin. And, tell us what, but they haven't gotten to that point
Do you
yet.
have room for another basin?
We do.
Okay.
We could do another basin. I mean, it's something I've thought about.
Wouldn't hurt to at least look into it a little, you know what I mean?
Yeah, we could use it as an overflow, and that would solve, yeah.
That's what I was thinking.
I would assume you're looking at a couple $1 million to put that in, if you just use it as an overflow, but we would wanna have it built out to say overflow, but if we ever build out, if we're taking in all these towns, we'd wanna be able to use it as a processing basin too. And so you'd wanna have the plumbing in accordingly to bring that up. But we've looked at that. We've looked at another digester down at the digester area. But, if we can look at that, and I've already been looking at pricing it out, so.
Okay, so my question is, what are we gonna do about these VFWs? Or VFDs, sorry.
VFDs,
Well,
we're gonna replace them.
yeah. Are we gonna start stocking these like
Yeah,
Jess and
here-
I have been telling you to do
And-
for a little while?
True, but not a good idea.
And
I'll tell you why.
I understand that, but it's only gonna get worse,
Yeah.
and lead times are only gonna get worse.
Lead time on this last VFD was 7 days. That's not, we went with a different model. There's VFDs, I don't care what brand they are, they work, they do the same. So we can go with anything. We found a company that it's an American-based, it's an overseas-based company, but they house them here, and they can get them within a week. We were looking at stocking, because Whitney had a deal, you buy one, you get one free.
Right.
And what we were gonna do is say, okay, cool, we'll buy one, get the one free. I'll pull the one out of here, put it on the shelf, and then I'll put the new one in. Now, if the new one goes out for whatever reason, we still have a used backup that could go in because it's not done yet, and we can replace them all. Whitney says, no, part of their program is they give you 2 for 1, but you have to let them take the old unit out. So you couldn't do it. The other problem is these VFDs go out, this one that went out this last time was 17 years old.
Right.
Having them on the shelf, there's different size VFDs, and we have some large ones in the MBR side, and then we have some smaller ones, and you'd have to get a lot on stock, and then once you put them on stock, the warranty starts using, so you put them in, we looked at that.
I get
You put them in, the warranty's gone, they don't work, we're down. So, I don't think, I tried to look at how we could get them stopped. My goal was just to start replacing them anyway, but I wanted to keep the ones that are still working.
Well, it's either that or start replacing them after 10 years or something.
Yeah, we do have a maintenance thing, that's what we're doing now, is we wanna alternate them, so we don't have this situation. But almost all these VFDs, now we have about 7 or 8 new ones, and this VFD was actually cheaper, it's about $3,300. versus like 6,000 in like a 3-month waiting period. So,
They're 10-year items, period, so any day past 10 years that we're getting out of them,
It's great,
it
but
could
I mean,
fail tomorrow.
right.
yeah, and so, and I have no problem putting it in the maintenance thing to, start, and my goal, like I say, is we're gonna pull them out and start replacing them anyway, that's been the plan. And so but storing them and putting them on the shelf, I don't think is a good idea.
Yeah, do you have a log of the ones that have failed and how long we've had them, or?
Well, they were all put in when the plant was upgraded in 2008, so they were all brand new.
So they all need to.
Every one of them are gonna
They're
pop
all
out.
ticking time bombs.
Yeah, and they're gonna pop out, and so we're well over the spot, and we could go, and if I could come in on a capital improvement, look and say, hey, let's get, 50 grand, and we could just go and replace them all. But the reason I like to stagger them is because then in 10 years, we gotta put them all again, versus if we stagger them, we can kinda,
But you can
Spread
stagger
that
them
out.
all you want, I mean, there's probably all manufactured dates are probably within 6 months, probably, even if you staggered them out a year.
yeah, you just like, I think the worst thing we had. But I don't have a problem coming in and doing that and buying them all. It's not that big of a deal. We just get them. We can't put them in. So you're looking at about, there's probably 18 or 19 that we could swap out probably. So you're looking, a little bit of money, but we could do that. And I'm never against
We definitely need.
changing out equipment.
We definitely need to start prioritizing the ones that are critical and start getting those done.
They're all.
Okay.
And so basically what we could do,
I
Yeah.
think Jess is on board with me, but we definitely need to
Yeah.
start moving.
and I can't,
because-
I can't ask for that. Well, actually, I can't ask for that money right now because it's not on the agenda, or I would, and we just go, we'd order them tomorrow
You're fine.
because it's not a problem. But
We'll
I'll
get
come
it-
in,
We'll get it on the agenda and.
yeah, and then what I'll do is I'll price out a package, and we can get them all replaced. I mean, I think that's a great idea. As a matter of fact, there's a couple pumps I'd like to do too
Okay.
that have been over 10 years old, but those are about 40 grand a piece. But I mean, I'm okay with that investment. It's nothing. It's good for the city.
Well, we have to protect the city, we have to protect the cities downstream from us, and that's part of the goal, and.
Yeah.
And so.
Yeah.
And if we would've had this VFD operational, I mean,
Yeah, it's just the
It
weirdest thing that it blew out, they blow out, same thing could happen on the MBR, so I think getting the new VFDs is a good idea. So I'm not opposed, but I think when I come in, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go through all our equipment. Because we have a lot of equipment that's past its prime, and some of the pumps we can keep. And I'll just put together a package for all the upgrades, and then we can come in and do it, and we've got the money in capital improvement, so even if it went up to $200,000,
I know.
it's doable for us, so.
And it'll save us money in the long
It
run,
always saves money in the long run.
so
I just go off the yearly budget, so I try to make sure I fit that in there, But, I'm a big, and we got some wells too that need a few upgrades, so, I'm all for it. If that's the direction you guys wanna go. I say, let's rock and roll.
You
Make
have
a wish
to,
list,
Huh?
make a wish list.
I'll make it, I'll hit the wells too, cause there's 2 wells that are 20+ years old that need to be, work done on them too. Or, if they go out, then we have even a bigger problem.
Yeah, we definitely need to take care of them.
One thing to look at too on bypassing, I always, when you take, the creek was about 9 feet deep. And, the 311,000 gallons we put in there is a pretty minuscule amount. I mean, you got a lot of, we don't want to do it obviously, but I'm saying it's not, the downstream users, they have more grief over the fact that it's just a raging river and there's, things in it, so. But I will present it to you next week, but I just want to prepare you. It's gonna be a big number.
right, we're gonna have to buy them anyway.
Yeah.
We're gonna save money on labor.
Yeah, 'cause we can-
installing them, so we're not doing a emergency call out all the time.
Yeah, we can't install them ourselves.
I know,
Yeah.
but what I'm saying is if we're in emergency situations, it could be a lot more
Cheaper
money
to do
Yeah.
it when there's
doing
not
it
an
on an
emergency.
on-call basis than.
And I
planning
believe,
it and buying
if
it.
I'm not mistaken, that if we get the ABBs, if we get the ABBs and anybody but Whitney, we could keep our old ones. And I don't think we should throw away. We should have a few backups for the different size ones that we have,
I don't mind
just
that.
in
It's-
case. Because then it don't matter. We could put them in, get 3 weeks out of them. They,
Right.
if that's what it ends up at.
We
So-
use ABBs as a standard.
Huh?
We use the ABBs as a standard.
Yeah,
Every
we
single
got a
one
couple
that
of
we do.
those, and then we use, this one is a I forgot the brand. Yeah, Yakasawa, which is a brand new model that we tried. Does what it's supposed to do. I mean, I don't know if it worked for the MBRs. I don't know if I'd want to put it in there, but for the MBT, it's going to work just fine. All right. Well,
Thank
that's,
you, sir.
Thank you.
all right. Thank you, guys.
Is Kristen here?
Yep.
Oh, there she is. Kristen, hi. You were
She's
hidden.
hiding.
Hiding behind Sally. Do you need your notes? Okay, great.
Good evening. So this is the park reports for winter of last year and this year. Most of the season has been spent cleaning up from that big storm that came blowing in through here. We had a lot of trees down, and it was a wild ride. I had a little help from James in Public Works, which was very helpful. Lots of trees, deadwood, and that kind of thing. The rest of the winter was just the regular maintenance, trash and blowing and whatever pops up. The firewood for sale stand, started by Roy Tablet, has been a success. We've sold out of the first batch of wood, and all the money from that is going to be going to park projects and restoration and things like that. A new roof and window has been installed on the concession stand, and that's all been done by the volunteers of Winlock Youth Baseball. It looks really nice. We're glad to see it. It sounds like Marissa Rent is running it this year, and I think she's going to be doing a really good job.
And the roof got replaced.
And baseball season starts April 13th and goes through June, I believe, into the first part of July. And then this spring in April, Saturday the 11th, there will be a spring cleaning work party starting at 9 a.m. and anyone who would like to participate in that is welcome to join. I will be there for at least some of it. And that's everything.
Thank you. Any
Yep.
questions?
Thank you.
Yes.
Jess has something for you.
I have a question. So you know the steps that go to nowhere on the community building?
On the community building?
There's steps that go to nowhere.
Just say it.
Trust
You see
me.
what I
Just
You're on the
say it.
left-hand side.
So there's
Okay.
the main steps and there's steps on the left-hand side that go to a wall.
Okay.
And we just got them all cleaned up and they look good. My suggestion was we put in like cedar, raised bed, flower, use the steps as
Under
flower,
boxes.
planter boxes, flower beds. What do you think?
Oh, are you talking about the big community, the blue? Yeah, I think that would look really nice. Absolutely.
And can
Are
we go
you-
through you? Can we go through volunteers? Can we go through FFA or all of the above?
To install or to maintain?
Well, if they're gonna need to get watered,
I can do that, yeah.
okay. And then I can get them made, or we can have them made or whatever. But
Okay. Probably, if you're volunteers to do that. Awesome. Yeah, and I know, well, Kenny's pretty busy these days. I don't like to act, but they may be able to help with public works too. And I can absolutely maintain that if, you know, the
Well,
city
who
school-
waters the flower baskets that are already down there?
I don't know.
Cause I think it's the Lions Club and just like, maybe they can just
it's
add
fine.
that.
Whatever works with me.
Yeah,
Or you know, when
they're
we do
done.
the baskets out here, just have
Yeah.
it right there.
We get a hold of her.
I called I'm trying to think. That's been 2 weeks now. I did not get through all the way. I
Okay.
did call the school.
I'll try again.
Okay.
Sounds like the Lions Club can do it, but if not, I'd be happy to.
Sorry, I was trying to remember.
It's okay.
Thank you.
And that's everything.
All right.
Just the flower baskets, it clicked, and
Yes.
so I was like, wait.
All right. So, well,
Hello?
Oh.
There it is. Guess what? This is number 6 council meeting. The first quarter will be done tonight. Winlock School District sent 6 kids to the Knowledge Bowl. They placed 10th. I did not get out of how many teams, but we're happy that they are going to Knowledge Bowl. April 11th, like Kirsten mentioned, please come volunteer at 9 o'clock for the park cleanup. May 9th, 9 a.m., downtown cleanup for anybody who wants to come. We'll be mentioning it again, but we could use the help. And that is it tonight. Council.
I just want to, I don't need that. I just want to congratulate Lisa Gibbons on her appointment as Egg Day's Chief Egg Officer for 2026.
Yes.
Lisa Gibbons.
I have something.
Yes.
Saturday, there's a chili cook-off at the club across the street. Tater usually wins. It's really good. It's $10, and to basically, you can enter the contest, but it's $10 to judge it, which means you're gonna eat the different various chilies. It worked really cool last year, and for the last several years, there's an auction again, just like last year, and all the funds are going to the Winlock Scholarship Fund. And again, it was super successful last year.
Yeah, they did really good.
Several $1,000s, and that's at the club on Saturday day, Saturday night. And then also on Saturday, Marissa, the youth baseball, has the crab feed at the
Senior Center.
Senior Center.
It's gonna be a lot of food.
Yeah.
Okay.
So try to support that, and I'm gonna try to get to both.
Yeah.
So I want to put that out there.
Thank you. All right. Skip number 8.
Public comments. Kathy Chastain.
Mayor, council. So I had a couple of things that I wanted to bring up. And the first one was, we are having lots of speeding going down Cackle Road. And the other day I was almost hit head on when the guy came out of Myers Meadow and turned into my lane and accelerated it at a high rate of speed to where he went off into the ditch and went back up. And this is like the third time in a month.
Jeez, John.
They're also, I know, I was looking at it. But I'm offering to the Winlock police, if they want to park in my driveway back in. I know, go ahead and laugh, but
No,
if
I'm not
you
laughing,
want
I'm not laughing,
back.
because I'm gonna say the same thing for Cemetery Road, you're all welcome
Oh.
to park in our driveway too.
So, I just, I'm offering that up for the police, if they wanna back in there. It's typically between 6 and midnight is when they're, Friday night, they were doing burnouts down the road, yeah. It was probably,
We should have been out there.
it was him, I just
Well,
realized.
if you could have ordered so many packages,
Yeah.
you wouldn't have so many going.
Okay, Jeremy, I'm speaking for my husband now. And then the second thing I wanted to bring up, about March 1st, I got an email from Jeff Scootley. And in 2022, Jeff put together a master park plan. And it was a really great grant. I mean, it's like 138 pages. Well, the state came back and they wrote a letter to Kirsten, because it's on, I've still got the letter, that went ahead and granted us the money. It does not give a dollar amount or anything, but it's not been pursued, and we only have until January 28th of 2028 to get that money. That money, I don't know how, it could be 20,000, it could be 100,000, but that money needs to be gone after. It was dropped since 2022. It needs pursued, and I'm
Nobody
really
told
asking the
anybody
city.
about it, so
Well, I got the letters, I've got the plan, and I emailed the city with those things. Jeff put a lot of work into it,
well,
and
I remember the plan.
I think you, yeah, I know he brought it to the city, but we're resurrecting it now because this small group of women that I'm working with for this acts of kindness for Winlock, they'd like to see some improvements, and I think all of the citizens, if we would put playground for the kids or something for the kids, and
Well,
that money's
that's why we
there.
went after that, so.
And I don't know if it's money that you have to put with it. You know, I don't know enough about it, but I'd really like to know if you will pursue it. I'd like to see it happen for the community. Now, you received it, I'm sure you did, I sent it about the 1st of March.
I did,
Okay.
and we've already had an RCO meeting.
Okay,
They've asked for Thursday if it'll work, but I haven't coordinated with Maureen or anybody
Okay.
else.
so we are gonna go for it, and we're gonna try to get,
We're gonna see what we can do. We're
Okay.
gonna see what we can do. I don't believe we got the funds. What we did was we got the master plan approved. We got through the technical aspect, through the application phase, through the technical application phase, but not through the final phase. But we
Okay.
do have a lot of information, and
Okay.
I
But
will do
just-
the best I can.
the
Yeah.
last statement says you are approved and you have until January 28th, 2028 to use that. Anybody wants that letter, I'll be
That-
glad to share it.
That's about the master plan, but yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, that was all, but
Thank
tell
you.
the chief he can park in my driveway.
That was 2022.
And
Yeah.
for that
I
matter.
didn't
You want-
receive it
Do
until
you want a
today.
copy of it?
I have a copy. You got today, first time.
All right, thank
Thank
you.
you, Kathy.
Lonnie,
Dowell.
Mr. Lonnie Dow.
Hello.
Hello, everyone. Hello. I want to start by saying I'm sorry if this is coming across as preachy or anything. It's not my intention.
What did we spell wrong?
You only knew. I want to say thank you all, for our elected officials. You all stepped up to do a job that most people don't know anything about, but are quick to complain about. I changed a couple of words there. You stepped up to do the job most others don't want to do, and so once again, I want to say thank you guys for stepping up and doing everything that you guys are doing, being our representatives. You all wanted to do the job, you're all elected to do the job, and, so thank you. I've heard a lot of talk about the first female mayor, the first female mother-daughter duo, first black council member. I wanted to throw in the first council members from the class of '87. Class of '86 rocks though. And I didn't forget about you either, Jeremy. So thank you. But what I care about is our elected officials working together to keep Winlock moving forward. If this administration fails, the city and the citizens fail, and to me, failure is not an option. So I really hope you guys gel as an administration and work out your differences, the kinks, and move forward. I have spoken with the mayor on a couple of occasions, and she doesn't know what she doesn't know. She straight up told me that. Help her. None of us knew what the hell we were doing when we got elected and first came in. So it's just lean on each other. You guys are just learning. Jeremy's been here the longest now. Everybody else has 2 years under their belt. But it's a learning experience. The learning curve is high and steep, and it sucks at first, but anyway, just make sure you listen, have an open mind and hear the different opinions, actually listen to see where somebody else is coming from and understand. And, every topic's equally as important and deserving of your attention and thought. I know when I was mayor, I got trashed in the local news a lot. I know when I was a council member, I got trashed in the local paper. You all have been trashed again by the same rag of a newspaper under a different name. It's nothing more than an opinion piece tabloid for the editor that has weaponized it to the point that most people just throw it away without even reading it. It's caused nothing but division, and those people that do read it seem to think it's the truth. That is where they get their information from, if you want to call it that. So, but in closing, we all hope that you guys can be the administration that we want you guys to be. And if you have to drag us kicking and screaming to success, you all have my support. So thank you.
Thank you.
Can you turn the camera back so it points at Perfect, thank you.
You got it. You've been great. You've taken
TJ Blair.
Do you want a microphone?
No, I don't think so. I'm PJ Blair. I just had a question about what's happening with the Grange on Military and Sergeant Road. Does anybody know?
not our jurisdiction, but, as far as,
It's a Winlock address.
correct, it's in
But it is,
county, it's.
Oh,
As far as I know, it was sold and the stipulations were that they had to keep it as a Grange. That's what I've been hearing anyway, so I don't know what their intent with it is.
okay, thank you.
I don't remember who I heard it from, but it's supposed to become an event center.
Yes, I have, yes.
Okay, thanks.
Yes, thank you.
Mike Barnett.
Hello,
No microphone.
this is probably my first time I've been down here to talk to you people. And I'm a Winlock resident since 1962, and I live up in Cemetery Road, and if this council had anything to do with the reduction of speed on that road, I applaud you. Did you guys have something to do with it?
Yeah, some of us were
Yeah.
here then, yes.
I believe
Okay,
you called me and I had nothing to do with it, but yeah.
common sense tells me that 20 miles an hour is a little excessive. That's school zone speed.
Well, I mean, if you
25
remember, it was 15 for a minute.
Yes, it was. Yes, it was. So, thank you for that. Hopefully, you're not required to have any kind of a traffic revision advertisement prior to changing of the speed limit. I don't know. I was talked to by someone who worked at the county. Says, well, they changed the speed limit, but there was no prior notification of that. So hopefully you guys don't get in trouble for that. Many people might not be unaware of the change, but I have an idea to solve that problem. I'm retired, so I'm home most of the time. So I'd say 5 to 7% of traffic that I notice go through there, they have got the message, but they're not going 20 miles an hour. They're going 25, 30, which is fine with me because the previous speed limit was 35, which no one paid attention to anyway. 80% of them, they're still going 40, 45 miles an hour. And 10% are maniacs, which I witnessed Saturday afternoon, probably around 5:30, where someone went through there around 55 to 60 miles an hour, and then 30 seconds later, another one went by 55 to 60 miles an hour. And that's been going on for decades. I have talked to police chiefs for decades, but I've never got any satisfaction. Where I live, if you would take a 3/4 mile radius of around my house, there's been 4 housing developments. Soon to be number 5 adjacent to my property, probably come this spring it'll probably start. I've noticed tenfold the amount of people who are walking their dogs, walking their kids, riding bikes, joggers, people that I have never seen within the last 5 or 6 months because of these housing developments that come in. The pedestrian traffic, something's gonna happen. Something's gonna happen. So, enforcement is a priority, which there is none. Absolutely none. I've been watching for the cops. I saw one drive through yesterday afternoon. And that's been it. Absolutely it. And if we can get the police department to go up there and do some kind of traffic stops, speed zone surveillance or whatever they need to do, they just can't be sitting out in the wide spot in front of the cemetery. You can see them coming 3/4 of a mile, and of course they're going to slow down. They're going to slow down during the time that they sit there. So unless they can do some kind of a comprehensive law enforcement of that speed zone, if you guys are serious about it, you guys change the speed limit to 20. No one's gonna obey that if there's no enforcement. And that's exactly what's happening. So, the worst times that I've noticed are early in the morning when people are going to work, in the evening when they're coming home from work, but that's not it. It's all day long. It could be noon, 1 o'clock. People are going through there 45, 50 miles an hour. And today, when I was mowing the lawn, a red pickup with a red canopy passed somebody right in front of my house because the person in front of him was going the speed limit and he didn't like it. I've been passed on my road. And just like the lady said before me, I have talked to everybody on that road that I know who are friends of mine, and they are in agreement that any police officer wants to park in their driveway so they can, utilize a little stealth.
So, I will ask the chief and let him know that you have requested that. But again, the one thing about, you and I talked on the phone.
Yes.
If I ask the citizens, and I said the same thing to Ms. Chastain earlier today. If the citizens call the 911, non-emergency dispatch, it creates a log of complaints, and then we can match those later with some hopefully some violations. That when the police officers go and they say, okay, I'm done with this call, and I'm done with my paperwork, I'm gonna go sit and do traffic, they can look at the 911 non-emergency dispatch and go, okay, it looks like I need to go to cemetery, or I need to go to Kakala, and make their presence known there. Pardon?
Go ahead.
We are still spread thin, but we're trying to ramp up.
I just want to remind everyone that Kakala and Cemetery Road are both split with county and us. Now, I'm not saying that gives them an excuse
No.
that our police officers, if they've seen somebody speeding through there, they will stop you, but, it is split, so it is part of both of those roads are county and city limits, so
It is my understanding that the sheriff's department only has a small section of that road in front of the cemetery. The remainder of the road is city.
it's.
So probably 75% of that road is city.
It is.
And going through my property or going in front of my property, that's all city.
So I'm just saying.
I understand it's split. It's been split since I've lived there.
I can't speak for the police chief, of course, and he's not here, and we do not know all the things that he deals with. And I know this is your first council meeting, but usually he's here and he's giving a rundown of what the reports and the calls and activities that they've had for the month. So they have a priority array of what they have to deal with, and in their discretion, they have to prioritize what needs to be dealt with now and what can be put off till later. What the mayor is trying to tell you is I know it feels like you're doing nothing, but if you call 911 and you create that record, it creates stats. And so when the police chief and his staff sit down and decide what they're going to do and what they're going to concentrate on, then those stats and those numbers are there for them to look at. Because there might be something else as far as stats or complaints or calls that are right in front of them that they have to deal with. Google priority array for police officers, and that's what they're dealing with. So the mayor is trying to help you get to solve the problem by creating a record. And if there's a record, then the police chief will probably have to take a look at it and deal with it. And yes, the police force is thin. Someone was just hired, but they are all over the place and they want to comply or I guess respond to citizen requests, but they can't always do that. But if the information's in front of them from dispatch, then it's a little bit harder to ignore. So we're just trying to this is the way that probably to get to where you want to be, in my opinion.
Are we also taking care of Toledo, the Winlock Police Department?
We are, but they also pay their salaries. They pay for a good portion of their salaries, so they're not over there free. They're over there paid.
I don't care if they're paid or not, but they're taken away from the time that they should be in this community as a Winlock Police Department, as opposed to being over Toledo, so they're,
I understand your frustration, but we only have 5 minutes, and so we do have to.
okay, but I want to let this be known to you guys.
Yeah, thank you,
Thank you
I
very much.
appreciate it.
Terrible. It's
Roy,
absolutely
Calvin.
terrible.
Welcome. Traffic in town is. I was almost killed a couple days ago on 505. Truck pulled out in front of me. They pull out in front of me all the time. I'm riding that area, and up there in the corner, people run that stop sign, and the Cowlitz in first, and it's all your brothers, mothers, sisters, brothers, and uncles, and neighbors that live up there. I drive by the same cars on that road every day, and I watch them run that stop sign, and I have it all in 4K. People do U-turns right there. It's better of win. But my choice of action was to look for training to deal with a situation like that. Coming into speeding on the road, I got a radar gun if you want to borrow it. So you can make a record, a log of how fast people are going. But I came here actually to talk about the flag downtown. It's come to my attention that the pile of rocks that I piled there, and when I put the big flag up there, we got a nice southerly wind, and the flagpole is shifted to the south. Some people have expressed some concerns about how dangerous the pile of rocks might be. What I would like is the permission to restack the top half of the rocks and put the flagpole right back in the center, and maybe do a little extra work to make sure wind wouldn't push it south again.
I'm fine with it. Most people in the community love that, and so.
Did you get permission the first time to do it?
I talked to Brandon when I originally started the project, and when I originally started it, it was just breaking up the concrete was there, turned into a pile, and the pile turned into kind of a pyramid shape, and then it was before Columbus Day or Indigenous Persons Day last year. I can't remember if I spoke in front of you guys or it was just a sidebar in the conversation.
I don't remember.
But that's when I asked if I could put a flag up pole up there, and
So Roy, I appreciate all the work you've done there, but as you see, we're gonna go trying to get that hostel hole and that parking lot filled, so bearing in mind, as you're thinking about doing a lot of work, is that
it's not a lot of work.
is that will be a parking lot probably very soon, that's our
Awesome.
hope. And so that,
I hope so.
Eventually it will be gone, so.
No, that's 100% the plan. The top has shifted on it. One day we could show up and it could be toppled, the flagpole could be over. No, I'm just asking if I could fix it. I don't care about the work. About the hole in the ground, I walk around that block quite often. The wall is separating from the sidewalk. It's to the fact that today I went out there and I took measurements, and so we'll see what happens in the next couple of weeks, but I've noticed it moving in the last month. But I was just curious about the flagpole.
We looked at it, we did
can
share.
I ask, my concern of course is liability.
So we can monitor it.
Devin's coming out this week, we gotta look at something else in town, so.
Last time you did it, you just did it, just volunteered, went out and did that? And you understand as a volunteer, you're liable for your own actions, and the city's not responsible for what you do. If you injure yourself, it's completely upon you, do you understand that?
Yes, I do.
I got a volunteer form for you.
Okay, that sounds good.
And we can always use a flagpole when we get a parking lot, so.
Yeah, well, that's a whole nother idea with the parking lot there. I would love to. Money would stand in the way, but the biggest we could go flagpole, 100 foot. Flagpole out there. I think it would be beautiful. I think what I've done out there with just how little that is, and when I put the oversized flag on that pole, to me it's stunning. It gives me the shivers. I think when we put a parking lot in there, if we could put the hugest flagpole we could possibly put in, so when you come into town and you see it, I think that like what they have at Canberra World, I think that would be an awesome addition to downtown.
Should have made the power give us one of their big poles.
And then since it just brought it up about the club this weekend, I've also have pledged 10% of my net sales that day on Saturday to the charity of the club.
Thank you.
Other than that, I think.
Thank you. Thank you, Roy. Consent agenda, approval of the
Zoom, do you
minutes.
wanna ask if anybody on Zoom?
Oh, I'm sorry, yes. Anybody on Zoom? Unmute yourself and speak. right, I hear no one. I'm sorry. Consent agenda, approval of minutes from March 9th.
I'll make a motion to approve the consent agenda.
A second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Consent agenda passes. Okay, Tanya Moorhead, Small Business Administration? Yes.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Do you want a microphone?
I suppose so. Can you all hear me in the back? No? Okay. I'll take a microphone.
Please stop, right behind you. Go ahead.
Thank you so much. Let me hand you all the fact sheets here that I wanted to share. Good evening again. My name is Tana Moorhead. I'm with the Small Business Administration. May I put it here?
It doesn't fit.
Oh, okay.
I wish it did.
It's okay. So I am here to just present to you all the disaster recovery program that SBA has in place for the entire U.S. and I'm sorry. And we actually, our federal agency, we work with FEMA in times where there are presidential disasters and so forth. When FEMA is not present, we work as an agency. We were deployed here to serve Washington, the Washington State survivors who were impacted by this last disaster that was on in December 2025. That was a severe winter storm. So I just wanted to share with you all what, more in detail of the agenda, on the agenda of the program that we offer so that everyone understand what we're offering now and what could possibly be available if there is a future disaster, and then everybody knows where to go. It's a resource. Oh, you have a question, real quick?
Mine's in Spanish.
Oh, is everyone else's is in Spanish?
See.
Okay, okay. Do you mind,
I understand it's for December 5th, 2020.
Right, I'm sorry. Let me, I do have one English.
Financial.
I'm so sorry. I do have an extra one.
It's okay, I got it.
Okay, thank you, Maureen. She's awesome. She's awesome. So I'll go ahead and get, well, she's gotta come back and man the screen, the slideshow. Well, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to.
Just give me a while. I've gotten through the first paragraph.
Yeah. You might can figure out a few of those words, you know, por favor. Hola. I have yet to learn Spanish. I took Spanish in high school for a year and took me a whole year. I was trying to figure out, my teacher was my complexion. And I was trying to figure out, okay, how is she knowing Spanish so well? Took me years to learn, but I did. So it was pretty interesting. So I'm happy to take any questions too as I go. Try to be expeditious with the slides. Thank you, Maureen. All right. Okay, so we're ready. All right. Yes, you can go to the next slide. So I've already introduced myself. We're here at the City of Winlock, the City Council meeting. So SBA, our role in disaster recovery. SBA is the largest source of funds available to disaster survivors to help cover uncompensated loss, that's uninsured and underinsured losses, not reimbursed by insurance or other sources like grants from FEMA. We offer the low interest federal loans to homeowners, renters, and small businesses as well. So the last paragraph, that's small businesses of any size, including nonprofit organizations, charities, churches, and private universities, are eligible to apply for a disaster loan to repair or replace disaster damaged property. And also, for small businesses, they can apply for economic injury if they have lost working capital and need to cover fixed debts or any other types of debts that, that they are financially obligated for for operations of their business. What you're looking at now is the same thing you're looking at in the green sheet. Well, some of you have white sheets, but that is our fact sheet. So I'm going to go through some of the components of the fact sheet. Each declaration that we have, there is a fact sheet. The only things that pretty much change on there are of course, the information, the state will be different. The interest rates are pretty much, the couple of elements of the fact sheet that may be changed. Next slide, please. So this is kind of the breakdown of each loan product that we have, the loan limits for small businesses and nonprofits, and then for our economic injury disaster loans, they go up to $2 million. And most times the interest rate is 4%. Now our disaster loan programs are disaster friendly, and that's what I like to tell people. Sometimes when we're servicing clients or customers, disaster survivors, they like to weigh their options and maybe go borrow money from a bank or borrow money from their 401k or borrow money from their children, whoever. But sometimes, it helps to know that the interest rates are affordable and that they are low interest. So for our homeowners, the interest rate this time for Washington homeowners and renters are at 2.875. And then the mitigation, if there are any mitigation projects that a homeowner or business would like to do, we offer up to 20% in addition to their approved loan for them to do mitigation projects. And that could be mitigation like sump pumps or roof fasteners or garage fasteners or things to prevent the same damages from occurring again. And I'm sorry, you can go back, that's okay. So for homeowners, we go up to our max limit for homeowners of $500,000, and for renters, it's up to $100,000. Next slide, please. So, SBA loans available for homeowners and renters, and generally we've been looking at about 80% approval or assistance for homeowners and renters. There's no need to wait to insurance claims or settle. Homeowners and renters can be able to pay off temporary debt that were expended for any repairs or rebuilding. And then if a homeowner or renter or business have already started any repairs, they are able to be considered for reimbursement as long as receipts are available. And it goes through, the case manager if a loan is approved. Next slide, please. For our economic injury, which I said is for the businesses, we actually help farmers, but they have to be a part of a small agricultural cooperative. Otherwise, USDA has a disaster loan program for farmers to help them with loss of crop or cattle and so forth. We also help most private nonprofit organizations. So there's a difference between just a nonprofit organization and a private nonprofit organization. So we do help private nonprofit organizations as well. And those will happen in a primary and contiguous counties under a declared disaster. Our filing deadlines, as you'll see on your fact sheet for property damage or physical damage, is for this disaster is April 27th. I believe that is. Do I have that correct?
Yes.
Okay. And then 9 months for the economic injury. Usually that's declared for 9 months. So a business can apply for economic injury, and for this disaster, I believe that's November 22nd.
24th.
24th, okay, all right, thank you. Next slide, please. So we do have insurance requirements when applicants are approved for a loan. There does need to be insurance in place. So if you're a homeowner, you need to have homeowner's insurance in place. If you're a business owner, you need to have your business owner insurance in place. There are needs for flood insurance if there is, if that's required. Generally, as an applicant is going through the process of a loan approval, case manager, reviewers will let them know what they need to have in place. And I'm getting ahead of myself. The eligibility, first of all, the property has to be in a declared area. So this is Lewis County. Yes. Lewis County is one of the primary counties where damage happened. And so this is a proper county for an applicant to make an application. Credit history applicants, must have a credit history acceptable to SBA, and then repayment, they must be able to show the ability to repay all loans. Next slide, please. So this is the benefits of SBA, of an SBA disaster loan. I won't go through all of them, but you'll be able to see that, and I can share that again. I think I can email it. I did bring those flyers with me. But basically, the benefits of it is there's so much flexibility with this program. The one in the middle, the very first one, it allows for, well, the first two actually, it allows for an applicant or borrower, when they are approved, to have a deferred payment and deferred interest for the very first 12 months. There's no cost to apply, and then if the applicant or borrower is approved, they are not obligated to take the loan. So again, it gives them the ability to weigh their options to see what's best fit for them. Next slide. We have several ways for a survivor to actually apply for a disaster loan. One can be online, and that is at the actual link at the very top. So those of you who want to take pictures, you can. You can take pictures of the slide as I go. I didn't tell you that earlier, but you can. Secondly, by appointment or walk-in, we do have a link there to guide you to be able to schedule an appointment to visit one of our recovery centers. We have one of our centers just closed on Friday. I believe the closest one here, I'm not sure, I'm just gonna have to, I don't know the distance, but there is a place called North Bend. So there's a center that is opening there. And we also have our mobile, and we tested out Washington State as our pilot program for our mobile recovery center. And if there is a particular area that you see a need where we can probably service some of the communities that may have been impacted, we can schedule a presence for our mobile recovery center to be in place for some, applicants to be able to visit our center, our mobile center. And then also, there's also, you can get assistance from our SBA representatives, our customer service folks up in Dallas, Fort Worth, and that phone number is there, 800-659-2955. And then the email address, disastercustomerservice@sba.gov. Next slide. So our Washington State SBA district office, and this is we have district offices mainly across the country. For Washington State, you all have Seattle as one of our district office, and Spokane. Did I say that correctly? I'm sorry, can you say that again for me? Spokane.
Be thankful you didn't have to say a few outlets.
Thank you. Spokane. Okay, so you all can tell I'm not from here. So the address is there. So we have the office in Spokane, and Our district offices serve as a hub for all of SBA's services to help small businesses on the traditional side. And this is where small businesses can come to get assistance or get guidance and be directed to our resource partners if an individual is wanting to start a business or expand their business. We have staff in those offices there to help them and provide guidance to them. And they also cross over when there are disasters as well. So we work very much hand in hand. Next slide, please. So our SBA Resource Partner Network is the Small Business Development Center, and there are several centers around in this area. I believe one is in Tacoma. And then we also have SCORE. And then we also have Veterans Business Outreach and then Women's Business Center. And so those are our resource partners where businesses are typically able to go into those centers or maybe have a counselor or advisor to counsel them and provide assistance to them virtually. And this is not just from a traditional side, but even during disasters, there are times where a business owner may have lost everything in a flood or fire, and they aren't able to retrieve their taxes or some of their important documents. SBDC or SCORE are available to help them with gathering the information that they need so that they can apply for a disaster loan and start the process of rebuilding. Next slide, please. So how can you help? What you can help with, and you have been, and I'm so appreciative of it, are if you have any contacts of impacted businesses that may you think would appreciate this presentation, we would love the connection. A community meeting, if that's possible, would love the connection. We want to amplify our message on social media so that we cover, and we have a special initiative to target, that's not a good word, I'm sorry, to outreach and engagement, to reach rural communities and churches. So how many of you go to church here? Any church goes, okay. So I need, sorry, I'd like to connect with those who are, you are part of a church community or a faith-based community or a civic club, whatever, would love the introduction. And that will help us amplify the message because, that is what is needed. I've been with SBA since 2022, doing disaster recovery, and a lot of times people don't know about this program, so when a disaster happens, a lot of times, it's stressful, just by nature. But if you know this information beforehand, that'll help you alleviate, some impulsive decisions and so forth. So, next slide, please. So, any questions anyone have of me? Did I do that great of a job?
So are you actually part of the federal government, or are you just a business that's sponsored by or affiliated with? Or?
No, we are the United States Small Business Administration. We operate under the Department of Agriculture and
so are you part of USDA or?
No, we partner with all the USDA has the same type of program we have, but for farmers and ranchers. So we handle the small business part of the U.S. government, Department of Commerce. That's the agency I was thinking of. So we do work hand in hand with FEMA because when disasters happen, FEMA's called out. What I like to share with people is FEMA give grants. We do low interest loans. And the reason why we pair so well is because when FEMA gives grants, or when people apply for grants for FEMA, a lot of times FEMA has restrictions, there are some limitations, so it doesn't make the survivor whole. If you have, and this is how it was explained to me from a FEMA personnel, if you have a 3-bedroom house and the whole entire house was damaged, they're not gonna cover the whole entire house. They'll cover certain parts, where you will, what would be considered is a safe and habitable space. So whereas we cover everything because we're low interest loan offers, we can cover the whole house or help you rebuild or help you relocate or help you refinance, cover, your backyard storage and so forth, your automobile. So we do an entire, whole gamut of recovery. And so that's what sets us apart from FEMA. And then we work with state agencies as well.
So I can give this packet to people who I know have had some issues with this last.
For
one.
sure,
Okay.
yes, for sure, definitely. That's what we want. We're here to help. We're here to help because I know that is a very trying time. I have not been in a full disasters. Now I'm from Texas, so we did have Harvey, 2017. That was, I think, about the worst. We just had Beryl in 2024, but Harvey was definitely was far worse than Beryl. So
Well, thank you.
thank you all. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Feel free, if you think of anything, just feel free to give me a call.
Thank you. Safe travels.
Thank you so much.
Agenda item number 12. Rodney, are you gonna, or Robert?
Oh boy, don't call me that.
What did you say?
I said, don't call me that.
Oh, sorry, I thought that you were together.
All right, so this is a grant for the 09, from the 09 funds, the 09 board, for the hostel hole.
Application.
An application for it, I should say, yeah. So have you guys read through this?
Yeah.
You need to decide on it. We need to kind of get pushing on this. As I said, Devin's gonna be here this week. We are gonna observe the holes. I came up with I talked to you guys about it. I talked to Jess about it. Reinforcing the wall if we have to, if it starts to get that bad, we'll mark it.
Just mark it.
I've got measurements on it right now, but we'll mark it
Mark
actually.
it so that way we can just
Yeah.
monitor it. It's better to be safe than sorry.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
So what this proposal is to have Devin Jackson.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know why, like,
To-
they've never gone through this step before.
Well, he wants to have a contract where we're gonna pay him the 2,500, and he's gonna work with getting all the site plan up, everything out, all the dollar amounts, so,
It's just weird because, I mean, he's our city attorney, or city engineer, and,
yeah.
usually it's, hey, work on this, and they bill us, so
The reason why is the 09 funds are, you have to make a presentation. You have to do the application, then you have to make a presentation. And they ask questions, and they will ask,
I've done it.
okay, engineering questions. And I thought the price was really good for a start to finish, all the way through the presentation.
Yeah, I don't have a problem with that, I have no problem with the price, it's just, we've never, Devin's usually just, hey, do this, and then he bills us, so. Cause he is our,
But I think, I don't know, I mean, this isn't like a TIB grant or a loan or anything like that, since it's from 09 funds, so I think it's a separate, kind of like a whole separate project.
and that's fine,
Yeah.
I mean, it's been,
He's gonna be out here to look at some other, another item we have,
the last time we got 09 funds was what?
the water lines.
Well, yeah, but no, we got them for something else, the sewer, maybe it was the water line.
It was the water lines, cause Ben Arroyo paid for the 1.3 to finish the sewer and the pump station from Grand Prairie all the way out to
But that's
Lowe's.
been 6 years, so.
Yeah, so. And there was $700,000 that was kicked in for
That was the road,
the
right?
project, the project out there. Yeah.
So, anyways. I'm fine with it. Do you need approval for this or what?
Yeah,
I'll
so we
make a
can move
motion.
it forward and
So
get working
what do
on it. We
we-
wanna get to it as quick as possible.
They have to have the application in by May 15th.
I'll make a motion to approve the 2,500 for Jackson Civil to, take care of the hostile hole.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you.
Thank you so
Thank you.
much. Thank you, Robert. Thank you for staying so late.
We'll get her done.
Number 13, treasurer options. And my favorite is Maureen being assistant, being clerk treasurer. And she's nodding.
I can do it. I would ask, any extra time over my normal 40 hours. I get paid actual overtime, not comp time, because I have quite a pile of comp time that I can't use.
So we just going with option one?
Option 2. Option number 2.
Oh, option number two.
And then,
Go ahead.
the union, I would be working out of class, doing the treasurer responsibilities. So as part of the CBA, I can ask for a 10% raise
Okay.
above what I'm currently
That's,
making.
that's what I would, but are you allowed, or can you do the overtime in the CBA? That's the one,
Yes,
okay.
I think so.
So that's where we're gonna have to get clarification on. I wish Chief was here, cause he probably might answer.
Same.
Is this too much of a workload for you, Maureen?
I mean, it'll be a workload, but, we don't really have any other options. Hopefully it's not long term.
Yeah, and we're gonna try and mitigate that here in the next couple of items too.
So if you're fine with doing it and helping out, then,
I can,
and then we're gonna, yeah, well, we don't need an answer on this tonight, do we, or?
No,
The only problem is I don't wanna mess her up with the overtime, cause I don't know how that works with the union. And so I don't want, because she doesn't want comp time, she wants overtime, and I'm fine with that, but I
Just
don't,
wanna make sure it's all legal.
yeah, I wanna make sure that the
the union
union,
doesn't allow overtime?
no, the union allows
Yeah.
overtime.
as long as you don't have to take the comp and you can take the
Yeah.
overtime, that's fine.
Yeah.
I just don't want the little side squirrel in the
We can, I
CBA.
don't have.
You know what I'm saying,
I
but
can go grab
the
it. I can
little
go grab
side
it.
squirrel in the CBA that says, oh, you have to use this,
You
and
wanna take it
we
to the
didn't
end
see it.
and we can take a look at it in the meantime?
I can go grab the CBA.
Yeah, can we table this until, the end, and then we'll come back to it?
Yeah, I have it, to table.
I'll make a motion to table this till the end.
A second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Any opposed? Motion carries. Item number 14, Teresa D. Johnson, CPA.
So, I don't have a problem with, I wish it would have been broke out a little bit different, which I had the whole thing when earlier, but anyways. I wish they broke it out for the coverage of taking care of the audit part.
This is not including the audit part.
This is just
This is,
for,
and it's not a lump sum, it is a per hour, but they're guesstimate. So it is process payroll, do accounts payable, train new employees on payroll and accounts payable process, if that's needed. If it's not needed, you know, we get somebody who's in here and goes, boom, I can do it. They do wanna create and correct so we have an actual cash balance, which we do not have right now. They are gonna take care of that, which is part of our audit issue, but, I asked for the first item, providing other technical accounting services. I wanted to keep a tight hold on them. But there are some pass-through items that Rodney and Robert are concerned about, and if we have some technical issues with those, I didn't wanna be excluded from that in the contract.
So what worries me is this is outrageous and can get outrageous really quick.
It is like having an attorney, you have to really be controlled.
Well, and we don't have anybody to be that control, and if they don't get the paperwork or the stuff that they need, this can go out of squirrel real quick.
Right, so, for instance, just time cards, they're due Thursday morning?
Right, but we're talking about going over to a different system for that, for
Well-
payroll, and so.
But that's not yet, that is all incremental, yeah.
But I mean, that could change this bill as well, though.
Yeah, but I would say this is the priority, and that's a discussion of, once they're in the books, I wanted you guys to see those prices.
This is outrageous.
So I have something to add that Jill filled me in on before she left. She said that even the agreement with Teresa, they did not recommend doing payroll because someone would have to do all of the scanning
Right.
and all of that work. And then the auditors don't recommend signing over someone else's payroll responsibility because we have to have an audit on our payroll system before anything new is put in place. So we are ahead to just move forward with me asking for help from other cities who use visions instead of going out and seeking this additional help.
Okay, but our vision expires in April, correct? Our vision payroll expires in April?
I do not believe it expires in April. Oh, Jill didn't tell me that.
Okay.
I don't think that it.
Cause that's what it made, the other part of the next step. Expiration date is 4/18/26, and this is the vision. So is this our vision that we use?
I think
Or
that's
is
their
this-
quote, no,
Okay,
that,
this-
we do
okay.
not use that yet.
Okay. What are we using for payroll right now, do you know?
We use a paper timesheet and then it gets put into the system. And I've done it a little bit, like Jill showed me briefly, but I would definitely need help to do it.
Okay. We'll talk, okay.
So it's obviously your call. I would say there's a big difference between people who, this is all they do. And Jill and Maureen being oversight.
I don't,
yeah.
the payroll part of it, if we go to the other system, that fixes that. I'm not worried about the payroll part of it necessarily. That, 21 people for payroll, that system will, we're fine. And with her here to oversight, it'll be okay. I'm not worried about. And I know it sounds scary, and people wanna get paid, and we'll get there. But the paying somebody to just monitor our books, and that's pretty important. But to be charging $275 an hour, $274 an hour,
Well, I don't think they just monitor,
But, so not only do we have to have Maureen send them everything and hope that she sends everything that they need. This is just outrageous.
I'm kind of confused. What more will Maureen be taking over versus doing this, having a CPA service and a new ADP payroll service? It seems like we have three different sources.
Well,
and
cause
doing the same thing.
they're not on site, for one, so everything payroll, everything that they need sent to them, she has to find it and send to them.
Right.
So if she misses something or who knows what,
But you do that with ADP too, you have to.
ADP is totally different. ADP is just, it's all on the system. They clock in on their phone or
Right.
whatever, and then she just looks over it. Yes, they, you
No,
know,
I agree that.
Jody didn't clock out, so she's not getting paid 500 hours for the week, and she sends it off to ADP and just emails it or
I
whatever.
understand ADP.
Yeah.
And I understand how they work. I just didn't understand, the CPA service.
So the CPA service, they're taking all of our banking, like everything, all of our accounting, they would be handling, minus,
Whatever she does.
yeah, but.
And minus accounts receivable, cause that's still Stormy and Maureen, I mean.
You're right, because of the water bill, you
So-
know, and-
So if we,
but you're talking like all Rodney's funds that he's got going on right now, all the, loans and like, yeah, I mean, there's some, don't get me wrong, there's some big stuff that's happening right now, especially with the screw press going on and all that, but that number is huge, cause just the estimate of 52,000, that's 2/3 of the treasurer's wage right there.
It would be a lot of work, but I think it would be more work to scan and upload and then search for documents. I think that in the short term, it would be easier for me to do it all with help than to.
My worry is you not getting the help that you need, and that's what I'm worried about.
And that would come from a hired entity?
No, she's talking help from outside.
Oh, from the other, the
Yeah, we
cities.
could
Okay,
ask
okay.
Napavine for help.
Okay. That's what you're saying.
I agree with you,
It is a steep amount.
that's
It's a
steep.
lot of money.
Like, I don't mind spending, 20, 30 grand to take care of our audit. That's whatever, it's gotta be done, and it just puts it behind us. I don't wanna do it, but it's what it is, and it puts that key part behind us. But when we're spending 52 grand for somebody to try to take care of, and I remind you, this is only, 3 months of them doing this? 1, 2, 5 months, 4 months? 4 months, 52 grand for 4 months.
I think I would like to try to see it with the way Maureen is suggesting.
Can we go that way?
I'm sorry.
Oh, I just was muttering, can we go back to Marines now while it's in my head?
Yeah, I kinda like that idea first, before we spend the money.
Well, yeah, because it says the standard billing rate is $274 for CPAs, $205 for accountants, and $114 for financial analysts. So
It's gonna be all over the
that's
place.
gonna be, we could be paying $274 for 1 hour and $400 for another, and yeah.
May I go back to number 13?
Yeah, why
Yes.
not?
Okay, so the question posed was, if Maureen was going to be taking on treasurer duties, there was a question about pay, overtime pay, compensatory pay. I've been scanning real fast the collective bargaining agreement, and there was another question was working out of class. So section 8.3 is working out of class, and it says an employee who is temporarily assigned by the city mayor to a position with a higher pay range for a period of 40 hours or more consecutive hours, and who fills in for an employee shall be compensated at 10% over their existing base or the rate equivalent to the position filled, whichever is less, for their hours worked when temporarily assigned to that position. So the question here is that this is a unique situation because the office of the clerk was not in the union. It is now. The office of the treasurer is not in the union. So when it says works out of class, it refers to Appendix A, and that sets the all the employees' positions as well as their pay ranges. And the way that this is interpreted is if you work for a position that's above you or not, it's in the union, it's classified, you get 10% more. But we're asking her to fill in for a position that's not even in the union. So although she's governed by the union for her work, what she's filling in for is not a unique position, so it doesn't quite match up. So the unique situation, the council can say, we are going to do X, 10%, more for pay, if that's what you're going to do. You have the ability to do that. I just want to make clear that working out of the class section in this CBA does not look like it applies to this unique situation. The other question was section 13, hours of work. And it says compensation for overtime work may be granted in the form of compensatory time off, which accrues at the rate of 1.5 times the actual hours worked. So the default is you're entitled to overtime pay, but at the discretion or, it's an option to grant compensatory time off, of which I think is the regular practice. And she's asking, she already receives that for her normal job. And if she was going to be working as the treasurer duties, you only get 80 hours worth of compensatory time off, so she would like to be compensated in actual dollars for overtime. So number one, yes, you can be paid overtime. Number two, if she's gonna be taking on the job, that's not in the union, does the city want to go by basically what the collective bargaining agreement says and give her an extra 10% for doing this other job in the interim?
So I can state that we agree, if we do agree, to give her the extra 10% and allow her to have the overtime.
Yes.
That would be the council would agree, and then that would be a solid.
Yep, and it's designed to be temporary, it's not gonna be.
Right.
It's not gonna be-
forever.
It's not gonna be more than, and temporary in the collective bargaining agreement is for 90 days or less.
So we need a motion.
Yes, we were on the other, do we wanna just go back to 13 and then go back to this one?
Might as well, we got the information
Okay.
now.
So I'll make a motion to approve the treasurer option number 2 with 10% added on for out of class pay, working out of class, and then for her to accrue overtime over 40 hours.
A second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Okay, we're gonna go back,
So number 14.
yes. So is there any more discussion on this, or is there a vote on this?
On which one? 14?
14.
Oh, okay, so do you want to try to do this, and so do we table this for now and see if you can get a hold of, and then we can come back to this?
See if you can get a hold of some help.
And then take this on, and then
But the help will cost too, right?
the help, it might,
Maybe.
but it's only gonna cost, like,
That's
when
$250.
like Napavine was doing it, they would be like $3,000-4,000, it'd be like having a normal treasurer, not
Yeah.
50 grand. So I would rather pay Napavine or Toledo to help out than.
Toledo, so the problem with the ILAs is that we have some ILA agreements, and those other treasurers feel that there is, although they know that they won't personally have a conflict, they don't want the perception of a conflict when money is going back and forth.
Is that just concerning Toledo?
What do you mean, money going back and
So
forth?
Toledo, they pay us for the police department,
Correct.
so that.
Oh, they don't want my. Okay.
They don't want two things going on.
They
at the
don't,
same
well,
time.
we got money coming, they're paying us, and they
Right.
don't want us to pay.
So
I understand that, but it's still just a
They-
contract.
They're separate transactions.
Yeah.
they did understand it, they just didn't want the perception, so.
Well, we're not having it, we don't have that perception. We understand.
Okay,
We'll table it.
we'll table this, and then we'll get to, cause if we need to do a special meeting, if we have to in a week, then
Okay.
just say it and we'll call a special meeting, and
The sooner the better, yeah.
Okay, we have a motion to table, do
I'll
we
make
have
a
a
motion
second?
to table the CPA service.
All in favor?
Second.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Okay, number 15, ADP payroll services, this is just for you to look at, and ponder, how I didn't set it up I didn't know if it required a resolution or anything, but I just wanted you guys to have the process.
Does this require, do you know if this requires, I don't think so.
So
What is this?
base,
15?
Yeah, it's the payroll system.
Based on Jill's conversation with the auditor she had before she left, the auditor does not recommend beginning any service with a payroll. Because you're still required to do all of the things that are provided during the audit. And then we would need a full, complete audit of our current payroll system before we begin anything else, and those can be quite costly.
So part of this is because the municipal CPA is able to do all of that, whereas it will be difficult to do it in-house. And like I said, you do not need to make a decision on this today.
No, I know, but I mean, we need to go this route eventually.
Yes, it is an absolute
You know what I
necessity.
mean? Like,
I know it's
and
not
for
old
this
school,
price,
but-
for this price, I don't mind going this route. Like,
Yeah.
this is like nothing, you
Yeah,
know, but,
the clerk saying there's gonna be a cost up front with audit and
yeah,
having it
we're gonna
set
have
and then
to,
switch.
yeah, we have to we'll have to figure that out.
So we have to get
Until
the
we get
audit first.
Well, no, we gotta have another audit. We have to
I
have a
think-
payroll audit.
I think you gotta close out and have the book set before you start a new program. And then that'll just take time and money to do.
it goes back to, and it does cost.
Transitional change costs.
It does.
Yeah.
And that's fine. So let's say this. I don't mind going with the system. The system does work. I know people that have used it. There are still things that,
Yeah.
you know, a treasurer will have to do, you know.
Absolutely.
There is still some oversight,
Mhm.
you know, but overall, I think it's not a bad option. I'll make a motion to table the ADP payroll services.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Okay, so number 16, have a discussion about the council meeting for March 26th, and this is just about payroll, what we need to get it done. I wasn't sure. So currently, it looks like we pay our payroll and then council approves it after it's done. And that is approved, but I wanted to make sure, cause I didn't know if we were going with this, if we were going with the CPA, if we wanted to continue that, or if you wanted to change it. We just needed to know.
No, let's continue with the way things are
Okay,
going right now.
alright.
Just keep
Alright.
going, because other cities around us use what we're doing, and so
Okay,
I don't want something to change and then we, be up the river with no paddles.
alright, so, I don't think we need to vote on that, do we? It's just,
I'll make a motion just to not do or remove the, emergency council meeting.
okay, all in favor, second?
A second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Alright, bank signer approval, I got my signature, in March, so that I could go down to the bank, and Rodney, I don't know if he's still here, his card didn't work last week, and so I went to the bank, they got it sorted, but I don't know what accounts those are on. I only have the 2305 account, I don't have any of the other accounts that can see or even ask the bank or anything about.
Didn't we already approve you to be a signer?
On the main account,
That we only have the main account, and then the
The
other
only
account
account.
is court.
there's court, there's LGIP, and I thought there was one more.
No, I don't.
What is the account that the credit cards are coming out of? How,
That's our checking account.
cause I don't have access to it.
Well, the cards aren't through the bank, they're through the ELAN, and we get statements that come. So it's not like,
Oh, it's not through the bank,
It's
okay,
not through
I'm
the
just
bank.
trying to figure out,
Yeah, cause like I said, we've already given you for the bank part of it, we've already approved that, so I don't know, there's no more to.
well, I'm approved for one account, not the other, so
Right,
I just
'cause-
wanted to make sure that that's what we were supposed to do.
Court is its separate thing, so
I understand that.
Yeah, and so, and I don't, the LGIP, I don't see why.
But it came up because I couldn't figure out how to help him with his card.
So,
So-
You have to go through the card subscriber and get approved through them.
So I don't know, so what,
I don't know, I just, that's how
so,
credit cards work.
The credit cards are, Jill gave me stuff to be able to pay them before she left. So all I know is that they are paid out of the checking account.
right,
There's not anything additional to them.
who are they through?
It's through Timberland, but it's a separate Elan
Okay,
card.
so,
Like
but
it's for small governments and businesses card. It's not like through Timberland.
and that card's made out to him, right?
Yes,
So he's gonna have to replace his card.
yes.
I went in and said, can you show me how to find his card on the statement? And so that's where I started.
No, you're fine, you're fine, I mean, we would all do the same thing.
So it's a card issue, not a bank account issue, and
Yeah.
it has nothing to do with you signing. That's-
Okay.
we
And
do
it's just
the
because
same
it's
thing.
his card, because it's issued out to him, just like you had, if you had one, I think you have one.
No, just Jill and I and the department heads have one. But Jill's is, I have Jill's now.
Okay, so, do we need to say anything about that? Make a motion to move on?
I'll make a motion to remove the bank signer approval, cause you're already approved.
A second.
All in favor?
Alright,
Any opposed? Motion carries. Do I have a motion for adjournment?
Motion to adjourn.
Second?
Second.
Okay, all in favor?
aye.
All opposed? We have a long meeting.
That was like a Marvel movie.